I think out of frustration, I've probably had the most productive week of my life. Just a week ago, the CEO of the company I'm working for promised me that I will get a job promotion to a head of project management role. I've been working on this goal for almost 5 years, or better said, my whole career, of course. During my studies, I focused on project management, and in every company I'm working with corporates for now more than 10 years, I've always tried to level up my career. But for those who watch this channel frequently, they also know that I try to focus on my side businesses as well. At the moment, I own 6 companies on the side. I have lots of employees that try to keep these companies running, whilst I can also focus on my main job. So what I want to say with that is I never focused all my time and energy towards my main job because I try to become financially free, and that's why I try to scale up side businesses. And when this happened, that I got promised a promotion, I was so excited because I basically knew that this would be the logical next step for my professional career, and it would enable me even more to focus on my side businesses because I would earn more. I have a much higher safety net that would keep me in times of failure safe. What happened next was that just one day after I talked with the CEO, I had another meeting with him, and he just said, well, you know what? I'm not responsible for your development. That must be done by others, by your functional manager, and I don't want to get in the mix. And I was confused because just one day ago he just said that he sees incredible potential in me leveling up to the next step and stuff like that. In that exact moment, I realized that I'm probably all alone. And I was probably all alone in this journey anyway. There were several points in my life that I realized this. One of the most important lessons I've learned in my life was during the corona pandemic when I just got laid off of the company I was working for, and I gave my best and I wanted to stay at that company. I wanted to level up in that company. But in times of a crisis, in times of an economical crisis, it really doesn't matter if you're good, if you're performing well, if you exceed all of the expectations from you. In times of crisis, everyone wants to cover up their own garden. And this time it was different because the company I'm working for is not in a crisis. I don't know what happened. I don't know what even caused this, that he had a switch in his mind on that topic. I can't think of several reasons, but it doesn't change the result. The result is that he backed up from his initial plans to promoting me to the next level, and he just addressed my goals to my functional manager. And in that exact moment, I knew that I had to switch up my game. So, how would I do that? I would move to another company, maybe directly towards that position to level up. Because when you switch companies, usually it's easier to get a promotion because the company you're applying to, or better said, the company you want to work in the future, they're exactly looking for a specific profile. And if you just match their criteria, then you would get a promotion instantly. And exactly then I realized I missed several steps in my career. I missed to level up my game, get some certifications, like the Project Management Professional Certificate issued by the Project Management Institute. This is one of the most difficult exams you can get in the field. Just after that talk with the CEO, I decided to sign up 5 days after. You can think of it like this. I had this talk on the Monday, he backed up on a Tuesday, and I just planned to take the exam on a Saturday. And I passed it. Today is Sunday. This really showed me that if anyone, I'm not specifically talking about myself, if anyone just puts something in their mind and they are working on it, then you'll be able to achieve it. You can just Google it. Project Management Professional by the PMI is one of the most difficult exams to pass in that field. I don't talk about in general, right? Of course, at university, if you're studying engineering or mathematics or physics or stuff like that, you will have much more difficult exams to pass. But when I got this done, I realized that my focus was too divided. As I said in the beginning, I didn't say that to flex, I have multiple side businesses. I just wanted to come to the fact that if you are splitting your focus and don't just lock in on one task at hand, it may come to the cost that you will not succeed in any of it. And this was the exact position I found myself locked in after I got that message from the CEO, because my plan was simple. The company I was working for, or I'm working at the moment, so I'm not just so I didn't just left the company yet. The company I'm working in at the moment is pretty stable in the current economics. They're making good revenue, and I thought, okay, with this concept, I can level up my career there and focus on my side businesses and grow them slowly into revenue generating side businesses that allow me maybe down the line in 5 to 10 years to retire. And then I thought back, what did I achieve until that talk with the CEO in my main career? I leveled up. Almost every 1 to 2 years, I leveled up a position. At the moment, I am a senior program manager. I manage around 20 project leads. I have a project which is in the multi-millions budgeted. The programs I'm doing at the moment impact around 2,000 people at the company. I do public speaking events. So there is a progress. But if you look outside of the box, who is my profile for another company? I'm just the next program manager in line. I forgot that taking up certifications just to prove to other companies that you hold value is actually so important, because you never know if you're working for someone else, when they will turn their back on you. You never know that. And the most important lesson I learned was focus on one thing at a time. So I have a cleaning service that I run for almost 5 years. We are generating around $2,500 in profit per person, which sounds quite good, but for 5 years running a cleaning service and getting only that with my co-founder is pretty low. Then I looked into my other businesses. In my consultancy services, I'm able to make at least $500 to $600 a month from it if you divide it for a year. So it's not that it's a constant revenue stream. Sometimes you get a client, you take around $5,000 to $6,000, and if you divide that by 12, you get around $500 to $600. And that's an issue, because everything I do at the moment is time consuming. Either if it's the cleaning service, either if it's a consultancy service, either if it's my hobby, YouTube, talking to the camera and just, this was the way how I got accustomed to talk in front of a crowd. Before that, I probably am at the moment still an introvert, but this really helped me, right? Getting viral videos, feedback, it's just fun and games for me. But also running 2 YouTube channels is time consuming. Writing one script here, writing one script there, publishing something. I'm happy that I get support from employees or freelancers, let's say from my editor who is just editing this so you can see it. So I'm really glad to have them. Then the next business I started just for this YouTube game, an e-commerce business, where I sell coffee at the moment on different platforms like Amazon, TikTok Shop, just to prove to you a point that everyone can start and scale up a business to $500, $600 a month. But whilst I was doing all of this, I forgot that my time is so valuable that if I had concentrated on just one goal, in 5 years, I probably would be much more successful than I am at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I'm really appreciative for what I have. But there is a difference. The difference is I am happy with what I've got at the moment, but I know deep down inside that I could have done much more. For example, focusing on that consultancy service I provide, because I'm a professional down the line. I'm a project management professional. I'm an engineer. I can help many companies. If I had just focused on that skill and built up a consultancy agency, then at the moment I'm sure that I would at least have around 15 to 20 clients with recurring revenue, a few consultants in my team that I would hire. And this was probably a mistake because right now I'm locked into a company, missed to get certifications in that field, and tried to run small side businesses. Another side business I didn't talk about yet is the Collectum app. You can see the logo over there. It's an app I developed with freelancers again, where people could update their loved belongings to a platform, track their value, even if it's a Pokemon card or a watch or a car, you could do that. It just all, if you look at the different ideas, they seem reasonable, but they are too widespread. So one idea is cleaning service, the other idea is consultancy, the other idea is creating a collector's app, then we have YouTube. It's not connected. And therefore it takes too much focus at the moment and too much monetary resources. I'm happy that at least some of these companies are able to refinance themselves. YouTube not at the moment. YouTube is a hobby. But the other companies are able to refinance themselves, but they are stuck. And in that moment, I exactly realized when I got that feedback from the CEO that he switched up his mind, whatever that was, that me, if I want to log in, and I think you could be in the same position, you could achieve anything that you want. I just passed the PMP exam with above average targets in every category. Not because I'm smart or not because I'm the smartest or the bravest, because I took up the exam in 5 days. No, because in that 5 days, I woke up at 3:30 a.m. every day. Usually I wake up at 4:30 and work then on my different businesses and work out until my main job at 9 a.m. starts. But for the past week, I woke up at 3:30, drink something, washed and cleaned and stuff like that. And at 4 a.m., I was on my desk preparing because I put my mind onto passing that exam. 5 hours I prepared every day in the morning until 9 a.m. At 9, my main job started. I started working, business as usual. And then in the evening, I worked even more for that exam. After I finished my main job at 5 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. or sometimes 6, I still focused on the exam until 10 p.m. And then the next day I woke up at 3:30 again. 5.5 hours sleep. I tried to, over the years, find my perfect sleep schedule. I think I need around 7 hours to get a good sleep, because if I get less, what I have experienced is, for me, that I can concentrate less on the task at hand. But during that time, because I was so focused and dedicated, 5.5 hours were just so easy. And that's exactly what I wanted to share with you. If I can do that, if I can just focus on one thing and pass it from zero, you can do that too. Not only with that exam. That's just an example for everything you put up your mind. What will change? Something will change. Probably, I will close all of the side businesses. I will just cut everything out. Because if I wouldn't do that and would think, oh no, let's keep that running, that this is a side income for me, my focus wouldn't be sharp. I think the consulting thing could be the right path to walk down. This may come to the cost to close also YouTube and not pursuing this hobby anymore, because this is also something that takes time. Or maybe I can do something like a blog where I take you with me. where I exactly show to you that I wake up at 3:30 a.m., show the exact things I'm working on, so that it really gets a journey vibe, like the channel is called at the moment Journey with Orkan, and I think the journey is missing. Just me sitting in front of the camera and talking about the latest financial upgrades from the SAC or stuff like that, or from the Fed, is not something I see myself in as a professional. As a hobbyist, of course, because it still excites me, these type of things, investing and stuff like that. But in order to provide value and to show to you how to keep everything running, I think I have to take 3 to 4 steps back. I'm imagining that right now I walk down several paths at the same time, but the paths are going into different directions, and that's why I can't really focus. It may come to the cost to close all of this. And this is something I wanted to share with you. If you don't see anything from me, hear anything from me, then you know that I've decided something and I'm walking down that path. If I decide, and at the moment it's maybe too early to talk about that, but if I decide to go on, for example, with this YouTube game, then it's, as I said, as a hobby and as a blog, as a recap. Like at the moment, I'm doing a weekly recap what I've done. Maybe I can do something like that to just document for myself my journey, how I switched my game, and if it really helped me to become financially free. I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Usually I say see you in the next one, but this week I don't know if there will be another video next week. All the best, take care, and let's find out if I do something down the line.